I was suited and booted, dressed to impress. I was really feeling myself. I wore a black button up with a red bow tie. I wore slacks, creased straight down the middle. I was sharp. My wife was there holding our beautiful baby girl. She wasn't even a year old yet. Then they called my name and I got up and I walked across that stage for my $3,000 scholarship. But I felt like a neglected puppy who finally got picked up from the shelter because of a unique spotted polka dot tail. Basically, I felt like this was charity. Here's the thing. I was a high school dropout. I never earned a diploma before. I didn't even bother getting a GED either. I just happened to talk my way into college through a placement test. And then I spent 4 years bracing myself for the day somebody would pull my card, that someone would look at the records and find out that I didn't really belong there. But what was I actually afraid of? What I was actually afraid of wasn't that I didn't have a diploma at all. It was that I've been waiting my whole life for permission, waiting for someone to tell me that I alone was sufficient enough. And it took me years to see that no one was ever going to do that. I got accepted into a university of my choice. I maintained a 3.4 GPA. I received a STEM scholarship. I did all of that while completely convinced that I cheated my way in. So I finally looked at what I was actually waiting for. And here's what I found. I can remember over 100 of us were in this auditorium on that day. And one by one, they called our names. And we walked the stage. We shook the sponsor's hand. We took pictures. And then we sat back down. And everybody up there walked like they earned it. When they called my name, I had this nervous smile with bright lights on my face. And the whole time I'm thinking I must be the outlier. You know, the not so lucky, but lucky one. I just wanted out. Like, hurry up, please. Let's just get this over with. That moment felt longer than it actually was, though. Anyway, I walked back to my seat real fast, and I sat there watching everyone else get what I believe they actually deserved. So on the inside, I was applauding for them harder than I was for myself. And here's what I missed. My wife was in those seats holding our only child. Obviously, not for anyone else, but for me. This was a win for both of them too, for us. So the answer was in the room the whole time, and I walked past it, back to my chair. And here's the thing. Even then, I knew what the answer was. I knew permission was only something a person could give, that it comes from self first. And I was avoiding it. I doubted myself the whole way through. Even though I was aware, I was still doing it. Every win, I did the same thing. I did the same thing with it. The placement test, the scholarship, the degree. I took each one and I turned it into proof that I wasn't enough, that I was inadequate, that I didn't really belong. I was still waiting on somebody to tell me I was sufficient. And that somebody was never coming, because that somebody had to be me. But I couldn't see what was in front of me at the time. My grandfather, John Freeman, he's with me in spirit. And his words imprinted in my memory, and his energy is in my heart. He used to tell all of us, his grandchildren, the same two things: that we all geniuses. And he was always preaching to us about knowledge. So I try to end his teachings before they went into a full-blown lecture by saying, yep, knowledge is power. And in response, he would always say, knowledge is not power. Correct knowledge is power. For years, I never really sat with that. Heard him say it so many times, it just became something granddad said. But now I understand, because correct isn't about right. It's not about being right necessarily. Correct is about function. Because knowledge you don't apply has no power in it, at least for you. Without its application, it would never even stand to be corrected. So you can hold it your whole life and it does nothing. And that's the pattern that finally broke for me. I stopped waiting for approval and I started applying. Then I iterate. I share what I learned. Then I iterate again. Nobody gave me authority to write my own book, my own publications on Substack. I never studied to be a writer or an essayist. I never studied philosophy, and I poured into almost everything I write anyways. No one gave me permission to create content, publish videos, or speak on things I've learned on my own. Seeking permission from others instead of taking action makes your knowledge incorrect. You can disagree, but what you have not applied doesn't even stand to be corrected yet. And this trap stifles true progress while reinforcing the power of systems and institutions outside of us that keep us waiting until we pay their fees or owe them debt. I stopped waiting for permission to be sufficient because the application is the permission I gave to myself. So let me turn this to you now. All that knowledge you have, is it correct? Have you applied it? Or is it just sitting there waiting on somebody to tell you that it counts? Because here's the thing. I spent years refusing to apply what I thought I knew. The doubt you're carrying, that you don't belong, that you're not sufficient enough, that somebody's going to find out you're not ready yet. Yeah, that's real talk. And I'm not going to tell you it ain't, but it breaks the same way mine did. Not when somebody finally certifies you, but when you stop waiting for them and certify yourself by taking action. If there's one thing you take away today, please understand that permission isn't given. You have to take what's yours. It's like freedom. What's given can be taken away by that which gives it, either by withholding or repossessing. Only you define your wins. No one else can. Politically speaking, it's your unalienable right. So claim it. Claim it now.